We're here again, people. Another episode of Old Skool Movements. My name's Daz.
I'm Chris.
And today's episode, it's like we had a part one of 80's pop with Ben, which was a terrific guest on the show.
Only a couple of episodes ago.
So
10.
check that one out. You know, that was a good podcast.
It was a good one, yeah. It was good to have him in. Good chat.
Yeah, and we spoke about the 80's and what he was
Cool
up
cat
to at the time. He was a cool cat indeed. Like the pun there. Cool cat indeed. So yeah.
We're chatting to him in episode 10. That was part one.
Yeah.
Of 80's pop. So
That's
today
so
we're gonna look at another part two.
That's it. And what's part two about?
We're gonna look at music used in movies, movie soundtracks.
Movie soundtracks. There's so many to go through, like the vocal ones, like the orchestral ones, the sly ones here and there. But we're going to keep it 80s. We can go in the 90s, we can go here and there.
A great decade for movie soundtracks.
We're going to keep it.
The 80s was wicked.
Yeah, there.
And a soundtrack makes the movie. It properly makes the movie. Watching a movie without the soundtrack.
Try doing that because it keeps you in suspense, on balance. It works with the
builds
emotion
you up,
and
drops you down. It's amazing. The emotions it can give is amazing.
Love it, man. But and they made money. Like that was part of the package back in those days. Like you know about the album before the film came out.
They'd released that before the film come out, to build up a bit of hype and often released the main theme tune or a couple of tunes actually into the charts.
Exactly, and you'll see clips of the film and the video and stuff.
Get a little sneak previews.
But where should we start, man? Let's just start with our favourite singles. This is like what I remember and what I used to like. Yeah.
Favourite songs from films. Favourite singles.
Where do I start? This is no particular order. There's no better one than anyone. It's just like, songs you remember.
I don't think I could pick one. We just choose 10 or whatever, as many of just your top ones. No, you go for it. Go. What's in your lineup?
Man, where do I start, man? Okay.
We're probably going to have some doubles. We see quite a few films together at the same time.
Do you remember the movie Last Dragon?
Yeah.
Bruce Leroy.
Yeah.
Shogun.
Show enough. Yeah.
Yeah, the
Last
glow.
Dragon was good. It's like a Karate Kid kung fu film, but they tried to make it more like a Bruce Lee film.
Yeah. But Bruce Leroy,
yeah.
The Last Dragon.
I don't think I've seen it.
Okay. Well, on one of the tunes of the soundtrack of it,
wicked tune,
was The Barge, Rhythm of the Night. Remember that song?
The Barge, Rhythm of the Night.
Oh yeah.
Around that time.
That's typical 80s.
Around that time, there was a couple artists like if you think of like Lionel Richie's All Night Long.
Yeah.
It has
that's
that.
got that.
Yeah. You know what I mean? That island sound, man.
Steel and drum and some maracas.
Yeah. But yeah, Rhythm of the Night. Rhythm of the Night, The Barge.
Such a tune. That is typical. I hear that. It takes me straight back, and it's the 80s.
It's the 80s.
It's classic. That sound is
When's
amazing.
the last time you heard that?
Yeah, it's been a while.
But
that's one of them songs you should hear every day.
But when you hear
you'll be in a good mood.
It just works. The sun comes out.
If you don't know what tune we're on about, if you're listening out there, go and Google this one because this is typical 80s. It takes you straight back.
Rhythm of the Night.
Rhythm of the Night.
1985, man.
I did have that in my little lineup. Yeah, The Barge, Last Dragon, Rhythm of the Night. That was a
What have you got,
tune.
man?
It was one of my greatest ones as well. It's got to be The Heat Is On, Glenn Fry, Beverly Hills Cop.
Mate.
I hear that straight away.
Tell me, can you feel it? Tell me. Oh, mate.
Wicked.
Heat Is On.
Heat Is On's bad. Yeah.
That was in the charts, wasn't it?
Yeah, it got.
In the 80s, saxophones were big, man.
They were wicked.
Saxophones
yeah.
worked. For every action movie, they did a saxophone.
Yeah.
But in Lethal Weapon, especially whenever you saw Detective Riggs. He always got the saxophone. That was his. That means you're going to see Danny Glover on the street.
It's like a decade earlier in any cop chase. It'd be that
That funk guitar.
I love that
to
too.
The sax,
I
man.
love that.
Every 80s film had to have a sax sound or someone playing the sax, man.
Yeah, so Heat is on.
Heat is on.
Definitely in my top 10.
Yeah.
I love that.
We'll get to that whole soundtrack soon.
I love it in the film. I love it, like you say, you hear it in the charts. It's just one of them, you can't help but tap along and just, it just takes you straight back to the film, doesn't it? It's one of them.
Was that a one-hit wonder?
I've never heard anything else but Glenn Fry. Glenn Fry. I remember the name Glenn Fry. I'm thinking that, he must have done other work, but that was the one that everyone must know him for.
That's it, man.
Where else you got? What other ones you got?
This is a everyone knows this one, and like it's just because it's just a childhood memory and it's part of the film, and that's Never Ending Story. Never Ending Story.
Yeah. I didn't come up with that one.
You know, remember that one?
I remember the film.
Guy with blonde hair.
But the song worked in the film. That's why you like the film. But it was just 80s. It was a kids' film, and that song just worked with the film. Do you know what I mean?
Who was that? I got
Lamar.
Lamar, yeah.
Too shy, how shy do I do?
It's the same guy, yeah. It's the same guy.
Never Ending Story, man. The Luck Dragon.
The Luck Dragon.
Was that the film I sent you the other day? What was the film I sent you the other day?
What film?
David Bowie one.
That's Labyrinth.
Labyrinth.
Yeah.
Can't remember any music from Labyrinth. I wasn't that into Labyrinth, to be honest.
It's a good film.
It's a good film. I watched
can't remember any music from it.
I can't remember the music from it.
And there probably was some good music.
No.
The one bit you sent me. I can't remember how that song went now, man.
I'm sure it was probably a different version. At least.
So what you got now? What you got?
Next one up for me is going to be probably one of many from this film, but it's one of my favourite from the film. Is There's No Stopping Us, Ollie and Jerry from Breakdance. I hear that, and that's another one. It takes you straight back.
Straight back.
Straight back.
That's it. We'll get to that soundtrack. But yeah, ain't no stopping us. That worked, man. That worked. Okay. Lost Boys.
Lost Boys.
Remember Lost Boys movie?
Yeah.
I got a Lost Boy tune as well in my top one.
Good film. At the end, credits come up and you hear People Are Strange by The Doors. You know that song? When you're strange, people come out in the rain. When you're strange, when you're strange. You know, mate. And that's what attracted me to finding out more about The Doors after hearing that song. But everybody knew "Come Baby Light My Fire."
Yeah.
But when I heard that, these guys got tunes.
I'm not sure if that version was by The Doors in the film. Got a feeling it was by Echo and the Bunnymen.
Oh, was it?
I think, yeah.
I don't know, but
I think they're credited
found out
on
it was
the
The
list.
Doors.
But The Doors was the original.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I remember it. That is a good song as well. I've got the same film, Lost Boys, but I got
the film came out in
Little
87.
Sister in mine.
What's that? Which one's that?
It was had like the choir bit. It was a guy singing like "Cry, little sister, I shall not."
Oh
fall.
yes,
Cry,
okay,
little
yes.
sister,
I remember the shout.
Is that bit just that?
Yes.
There's a part of the song I don't really like, but
all I remember
the beginning
is
and that bit. It's like I hear that and it's like,
I remember that.
Bad. That's what it's in my top 10 as well.
Remember
but I do like that. I do like that one.
Stax is shaking his head. If you guys can hear him shaking his head, then.
He didn't get down the video. He didn't get down the video shop too much back in the 80s, did he? He wasn't renting the films like
He
that.
was busy playing football.
Okay, so you go cinema in the 80s and that, and you mainly watching motion pictures, but when they made a film version of this cartoon, it's like, bloody, I've got to rush to see this, man. It was like 1987, Transformers, the movie, and they had a nut soundtrack. They changed the theme tune, Transformers theme tune. It had a lot of rock in it, but they had one proper rock ballad. Stan Bush with The Touch.
Touch.
You remember that tune, Stan? You got the touch. You got the power. Yeah. Mate.
Yes, I don't remember that.
You remember that song?
No, I'm not.
Mate. Mark Wahlberg sings it in Boogie Nights. And ironically, he ends up being the Transformers film.
That's
20
a
years
connection.
later,
Yeah, that's a
30 years
connection.
Yeah.
Ah.
In that full circle. But yeah, the touch, Transformers, when Hot Rod or something, he got the, what they looking for? The
Energon Stone.
they had a word it was a something. Someone knows out there what they tried to get. The Matrix.
The Matrix.
I'm sure they tried to get, or something like that.
Yeah, it could have been that, you know.
The Matrix. Remember?
I can't remember.
Sure. No, but the touch, man.
I'll have
What
to
was the
Google
other
it
song
to
in
try
that,
this.
when Optimus was about to die?
I can't remember that song. Was there another song?
I'm sure it was.
I just remember the touch, man. When Hot
I'll
Shot.
have to watch the film again, man.
It was a big
I don't
film.
remember none of these.
But the touch, man. What you got? What you got, man? What you got?
Next one for me, probably then. There's a couple from these people, and I don't know which one I like better, but I'm gonna say Huey Lewis and the News, Back to the Future. The soundtrack, you know, the either The Power of Love or Back in Time. I'm probably liking Back in Time.
Yeah.
I hear that, and it's like
Going back in time.
I love that.
Going back in time. I like when you hear that.
When you hear it,
Because
yeah.
the film finishes and it's got the orchestral sound, and it just cuts to going back in time.
That's it.
And like,
It's that
I remember
feeling.
being in cinema
Yeah.
and people just getting up and leaving. Like, but
Nah,
I'm
you're
still
still
listening
watching
to
that.
this.
You're
Yeah.
still watching that.
But-
Watching that right to the end.
Power of Love was good.
And it works wicked in the film.
Well, yeah.
It done well it done massive as a single.
But yeah, Back in Time is that sly one, like.
He got Oscar nomination for
What, Back in Time?
for Power of Love. Yeah, he got it was a nomination up for an Oscar, and he also had a little cameo in the film. Do you remember he was the judge?
He was, and he played his tune. He
yeah.
played Power of Love.
Yeah, and he was the one who said to Marty, like, you guys are
Yeah.
not, you're too loud or something. He said, sorry,
Yeah,
folks,
I remember that.
you're too loud. But I think that was Huey Lewis.
That
I
was
believe.
Huey Lewis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna say Back in Time. Out of the two, I'll probably prefer
Yeah.
Back in Time.
They're both good tunes.
Another wicked tune.
Both good tunes.
Probably a lot of people would choose that one, but yeah.
Both good tunes, man. But yeah, going on to the 80s. This tune personifies the 80s. More than one film had this soundtrack. Two, top of my head, I can remember. First Bluest Day Off and Secret of My Success had this tune, man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah. Oh.
Boom, boom, boom. Like that, just when you hear that, you just back it. You're seeing Max Headroom. You're seeing Mad Comics. You're just seeing the 80s again.
Yeah, I think it got used a lot in other stuff like adverts and stuff, like, I think.
Yeah, it's just the 80s. You see shoulder pads. You see Campari.
Big hairspray. Yeah, you do.
You just see the 80s. I'm sure.
What was it called? That song?
It's Oh Yeah by Yellow.
Yeah,
I'm sure Jason Voorhees sampled it for Friday the 13th. He time delayed it, didn't he?
Is that? Yeah,
He's
that's
smart.
where he got it
Friday
from.
13th there. Yeah. What you got? What you got?
Another one for me then. Big album that as well this decade, but we'll probably chat about that later. It was Top Gun, the anthem. Harold Faltermeyer. Is it Harold Faltermeyer? Harold Faltermeyer and Steve Stevens. Yeah.
What, Top Gun?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That was another one. You hear it, it's like, oh yeah, that's.
But I thought your
brings
one
it
was
always.
Highway to the Danger Zone, man.
Do you like that one as well? Yeah, I like the whole album was wicked. The whole album was wicked.
I've never heard the Top Gun album. I know they had Take My Breath Away. That was number one for
Berlin.
for ages.
Berlin,
Yeah.
So we'll probably get onto that in a bit.
Yeah.
It's also in my album bit as well, because it was just a big album. Because not massively into that style of music, but
it's just
with the film, it all went.
adrenaline rush.
Yeah, I think it must have been one of them summers when it come out, saw the film, the soundtrack was wicked.
Yeah.
But you come on to a bit more of that later. So yeah, Top Gun anthem is definitely up in my top 10 of soundtrack singles.
All right. I've got when Beat Street come out, man. Beat Street's a wicked soundtrack album.
Wicked soundtrack.
But one tune in particular.
Come out in 2 parts, I think. Probably 1 and 2.
Yeah, the albums, but one tune in particular from Big Street album 1 is in the film, and there's wicked battle, man. wicked battle, Breaker's Revenge, man. It's like like
It was,
mate.
as soon as I hear that, it takes me back to the 80s.
Yeah,
Straight away.
just break.
Yeah.
Break. It
Yeah,
just feels like hip hop. It's just like
Yeah. That is, yeah.
like Arthur Baker, man. Beat Street.
It's the proper battle
man.
tune, isn't it?
Battle
It's
tune.
the proper battle tune.
Scratches. It's like, it's just, it's
that's
just,
bad.
It's just get the lino out time, isn't it?
Definitely, yeah.
Just get the lino out. Come on.
Get a blaster out, lino out.
Get the lino out. Yeah. You know, put in the
having a
tape.
face off.
Yeah. Do some popping and locking into Crazy Legs. Let's have it.
That's wicked. That sort of goes in nicely to one of my next ones again, which is Harold Faltermeyer again, Beverly Hills Cop, Axel F. It was one of I don't know. It was just different for when it come out, and again, it's an instrumental. There's no,
It's got so many key changes. You know, you're already grooving to, but when it goes, okay, okay,
you can change it
and
up.
it even goes to like a.
It's got plenty going on.
The key changes are crazy on that song.
Crazy. That was originally going to be called the Banana theme as well. I heard
because
of the banana in the tailpipe.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
I think the only bad thing when I hear it now, something killed it. I think it was during the 90s. The 90s killed a lot of great stuff.
And they done some corny.
There was something bad, but it was on every advert. It was when everyone was starting to do ringtones.
Yes.
Can anyone remember what it was though?
Crazy Frog or something.
That's the thing, man.
Yeah, they messed that song up. Yeah,
they messed that up. From Crazy Frog killed Axel F, man, which it was a classic. It's in my top 10.
Back in the day, it was. It's
good tune.
No, you're right there. Okay, I got Arthur. I don't think I ever watched the film when I was little.
I have, but I can't think of the theme track.
Arthur Dudley Moore.
Yeah, it was one of the ones you saw the trailers for it all the time. You'd always see the trailers for
champagne
it.
glass in the bath.
Yeah, him in the bath was like, I don't remember the theme tune. I can't remember that.
Right, but this is a song that I remember hearing when I was little on the radio, and as you hear it through decades, you get older, you appreciate it, man. It's a nice summery song, man. It's called Arthur's Theme by Christopher Cross, 1981. You can get caught between the moon and New York City.
Oh my
mate,
God. That's a tune.
I think I have,
yeah. That's a tune. I thought that was a TV program thing.
No, man.
Living it up in a place
in New York City. Best that you can do is fall in love.
Hey.
But
that song's bad,
mate.
I thought that was from something from a TV show.
It's just some summery 80s soundtrack tune.
That's a good one. That's a good one, mate. I'll wait you.
I'm telling you.
Wait you forgetting that one in there, definitely.
Yeah, mate. What you got, man?
Another probably a popular one that most people say is Ray Parker Jr. Ghostbusters. You know that was one where I'm sure they dropped the soundtrack before the film. That was done. You know, they maximised everything they could on that film. Really, you know, the toys, the soundtrack. The soundtrack was good, and I liked the Ghostbusters soundtrack and liked the theme in particular.
Yeah, man. Yeah, no, some good selections there, man. I like that. Should we move into albums now?
Move
into albums, man. When it comes to albums, because albums is like kind of mixed with vocal songs with orchestral, theme tunes for the movie, and the end of 70s, coming to the 80s, films were so like connected with the tune. The tune was part of the package.
That told the story.
That told the story of the film, and like. When Rocky come out with the Rocky theme, like when everybody thinks of boxing, that's the tune. It's embedded in people now. So, as soon as you hear that and watch the film, that's it. Boxing, it's dun 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 dun. That's But after that, it when the Rocky films moved on, it's like getting vocals. And the first vocal tune that Rocky had that just exploded for like soundtracks for like sports films was Eye of the Tiger.
Rocky 3,
like,
Eye of the Tiger.
Eye of the Tiger is second to thinking of think of that, and then it's Eye of the Tiger. It's just that guitar. It's that's that pumps you up.
I think anyone who's gone to the gym and that's must have gone through their head, isn't it?
It's when you punch in the punch bag or training hard,
going through your head.
It's Eye of the Tiger. But the funny thing
that
is
didn't come out to Rocky 3.
Rocky 3
is when
by Survivor. But the funny thing is, that wasn't the first choice song for Rocky Free. Stallone wanted Queen's Another One Bites the Dust
Right.
to be the theme tune.
Queen weren't up for it.
Queen went up for it, so he just looked for someone who could make
Found
a
a
tune.
little band called Survivor.
And the rest is history. Yeah, but originally it was Another One Bites the Dust. That should have been for Rocky 4 when Apollo got killed, but that would have worked more. But no, Eye of the Tiger. It's just boxing, and it's just a big tune, big tune.
I think Rocky 4 they stepped it up though. There was, like you say, there was more big vocal tunes and more. I think the soundtrack I'm thinking would have done better.
Yeah,
than the first three.
Because on Rocky 3, it's probably just Eye of the Tiger and
some
the
montage,
main Rocky theme,
some montage,
some montage music.
Whereas you had, on Rocky 4, started getting Go West on there. Obviously James Brown, Living in America. Again, that's in one of my top 10 singles. I think seeing that it's probably the first time I actually realised, right, that's James Brown. Like then, rather than seeing old clips of him in the 70s dancing. Yeah. It was like, well, that's James Brown, like in a film, singing a song as James Brown.
But that, you know what, that wasn't one of my favourite James Brown songs.
Oh no, but only because it was in that on a soundtrack, and it was James Brown on a soundtrack, which why for me I think it's got into one of my top 10 film single songs. Just being Living in America.
Yeah, and also that Survivor came back from recording Eye of the Tiger to come back with Burning Heart.
I forgot that was them as well.
Yeah, that was them again. They come back. He signed them up again for Burning Heart for Rocky 4. You know what I mean?
Burning like a burning heart. Yeah, that was a good tune.
Proper rock ballad.
In the
burning heart.
You'd never listen to that sort of music otherwise. We only picked this up in the movies, man. We only picked these sort of tunes up in the movies.
Mate, it was proper. Proper.
People would be saying that, that ain't heavy rock. That's like some mild, soft stuff. All these Metallica fans out there, or whatever you have.
Mate, but it worked.
That was heavy shit, man. That was like
in the burning heart, man. They tried to top Eye of the Tiger, man. Rising like a spire in the burning heart.
Rising like a spire.
Oh my God.
I want to have a listen to that now. That old soundtrack.
Mate, they had some tunes. And the other one, Hearts on Fire. Was it Hearts on
Fire?
Fire?
Hearts on Fire, strong desire. I can feel it coming back now.
Hey, mate.
Yeah, I haven't heard that for ages.
You remember that?
I can hear it coming
montage
back.
music.
I don't remember film movies that well at all.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Soundman Stacks. He doesn't remember the soundtracks,
When I was a kid, I just watched the movie. I didn't really take notice of the music as much.
That's what I'm thinking. Like, for me, sometimes the musics were better than the soundtrack was better than the film. In certain films.
Yeah, certain films. But I'll say the montage music that Rocky had, he had so much.
Oh, they were wicked.
So much different.
And again in Rocky 4, they were wicked. Yeah. They took them to a next level again in Rocky 4.
No Easy Way Out.
Yeah. Wicked ones.
Mate.
I remember there's one when he's training out in the snow, some montage tune going on.
Yeah. I forgot how that one went now.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That's the one.
Mate.
That's the one. You got Drago running around.
Punching the speedball, mate. Rocky 4 soundtrack, man. Combine that with Rocky 3, you got a Sly soundtrack. Man.
Yeah, I remember buying that one. It was one worth buying back in the day.
Definitely was, man. A personal favourite one of mine from one of my favourite ever films was the Babylon soundtrack in 1981.
I can't even remember. It was as
one, yeah. Like that's one of my favourite films. If you guys ain't see it, check it out. And it's the Warrior Charge was the first tune I heard off the album, and that just sent people bananas. It was like they had a wasn't there a jungle version of it back in the days as well? I'm sure there was.
Yeah, there was a jungle version.
But the original is just mate, and like mate, wicked soundtrack. Some great artists on that album. So yeah, no, it just works throughout the film. Amazing soundtrack. It's just so much memories, man. So that's Babylon from 1981. Yeah. What other soundtracks
right
you
from the
feeling?
beginning. What else have I got? So I mentioned earlier that the Top Gun being one of the singles, but yeah, again, the album for me, 1986, I think the album come out. Again, with the Top Gun anthem. It's Harold Faltermeyer again, you know, he done Axel
Faltermeyer guy's getting about, isn't he?
He gets about, man. Beverly Hills Cop and Top Gun so far for him, but yeah, you had Kenny Loggins on it. He done some good tracks, Danger Zone, and this one sounds dodgy, but Playing with the Boys.
What?
It sounds dodgy.
Oh, come on, man.
It was a good tune though. If you'd seen the film,
No, it's got. You got to make me understand what the lyrics are. So it makes sense.
In the film, I think. Playing with them boys. I think they're playing volleyball or something on a beach, and it's a like happy song about some guys playing with each other.
Okay,
I think beach volleyball or something. But yeah, it's a good song. Obviously, the one that got in the charts and done well out of it was the Berlin "Take My Breath Away."
Yeah.
That won an Academy Award and a Golden Globe. What else was it? Miami Sound Machine. They done a Hot Summer Night. That was good. And yeah, again, you had the variations of the Top Gun anthem for different bits. But yeah, that was the best-selling soundtrack in '86. Still one of the best-selling of all time.
Top Gun.
Yeah, still one of the best-selling soundtracks of all time.
Okay. I've got another one that was out there again, man. But this is these guys done like 2 soundtracks, 2 separate films. But the first soundtrack, you know, it was just when as soon as you hear that,
I know you're gonna say that. I've got these guys as well,
and that's like Queen and the Flash album,
massive
Flash
soundtrack,
Gordon album, man.
Massive soundtrack.
That album just worked throughout the film. Like there was some. Like the Flash theme is.
That's the theme I remember.
There was about 4 or 5 variations of that Flash theme, wasn't
exactly.
There was about 4 or 5 variations of that Flash theme, which made up some of the album. But yeah, it was their ninth studio album, but like you say, their first movie soundtrack. 18 tracks on the album, only 2 of them had vocals. All the rest were just all instrumental. Yeah, man. I think a lot of them, again, variations of that. Yeah. The main Flash's theme.
Yeah, it's like. It's just it pumps you up, and it's not even a fast tune. It's because it just works. Even the music when like the Hawkmen are fighting, and you know the signature Queen music, the instrumentalist guitars all over the place.
The art is wicked.
Mate, the Flash Gordon soundtrack.
The main theme was the only one that actually got released into the charts, just under the name Flash as well. And unlike most soundtracks of its time, the audio from the movie was used quite a lot. Predominantly
I remember
you'd hear Ming, or you'd hear like you'd hear the one the guy with the beard who you just said
Gordon's alive.
You'd hear things like that. Die. Die. Which, that's another reason I liked it, because it was like watching the film really. Like the album flows as if it's just one whole song when you listen to it. Right. And it feels like it's exactly how the film runs is how the album goes. It's amazing album that is, man.
The Flash lyrics, man.
Another one that probably didn't really appreciate at the time. Loved the Flash Gordon tune, but the older I've got, the more I've listened to Queen and Flash Gordon, whatever. Yeah, it's an amazing album, man. Yeah. Wicked album.
Wicked. It suits the film. It's just all the brightness and
the football fight. I can't remember how it went, but there was one for the football fight. Yeah. Go Flash, go!
Mate, how about that?
And if you remember as well, if I'd have remembered at the time when I got married, they had their own married wedding theme march, like a wicked version of it.
Proper Queen version.
A proper Queen version. If I'd have thought of that back in the day, that would have been what would be being played.
It worked. Come on, man. He saved every one of us, man.
I forgot about
that. Stand for every one of us, man.
Flash Gordon. Good soundtrack. Wicked soundtrack.
I've also got here, going back to the Beverly Hills Cop album, and that also had, as well as Heat Is On, Axel F. Remember the Neutron dance? Pointer Sisters.
Doing the Neutron dance?
Yeah,
I can't remember that bit. I love that bit. I love that bit of the film as well.
Neutron dance was good. And also, this wasn't on the album, but it was in the film, and it's when he's in a strip bar. and it's Nasty Girl, written by Prince.
Yeah, I do remember that.
I can't remember the name of the girl. Tonight,
Yeah.
living in the fantasy,
Look at nasty girl. Yeah, that's a good tune.
I can't remember the girl's name. Vanity.
That didn't
Name was
make.
Vanity.
That didn't make the. That wasn't
That
on the
didn't make
soundtrack.
the album. And I'm thinking
No.
that's one of the best.
Yeah, that
tunes
tune in it was
the
wicked.
in the movie. Love that tune.
Yeah, but there's some good ones.
Also, another tune that wasn't on the album. Going back to when you're saying "Ain't No Stopping Us." There's also on the album was "Ain't Nobody" by Shaka Khan. Yeah. Wicked tune. That still works
Still
now.
another 80s, yeah, 80s classic.
But also Tour de France.
That was missing from it.
That's missing from the album.
From the album.
When I first heard Tour de France, man,
I played that to someone the other day actually.
Mate, that tune's magical.
That is,
and it works with the scene, but you saw him with the broom.
It is magical. It goes with that magical scene. Like,
there's even like
like it's got all of that. Like, it's got a harp.
Mate, Tour de France, man. That was one of the.
And I remember
the first soundtrack tunes I had.
The lyrics come in quite late in that song as well, and then like when you first hear it, you're a little bit taken aback, but like, hey, this guy's French. Like, he's talking, but it goes alright. Like, it's one of the, I can listen. That's good, man.
Mate, come on, man.
Wicked tune.
All
it
wasn't on the breakdance.
I'm sure I had a breakdance cassette with it on.
It
I don't
must
know if
have
it
been
was
an electro cassette.
It might have been electro. Yeah,
it ain't on the breakdance soundtrack, which is a shame.
It was, yeah. Considering again, that was a massive song from the from the film.
Big.
Wicked film.
What else you got, man?
What were you saying? Breakdance. I still got some more for Beverly Hills Cop. I remember the Patti LaBelle tunes in it. Can't remember how it went. It was New Attitude, but Stir It Up, I think, was one, but can't really remember how it goes. But yeah, Neutron Dance, Pointer Sisters.
Yeah.
Again, I remember that was wicked. And again, won a Grammy for best score soundtrack in '86.
What, Beverly Hills Cop?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Come out in '85 and won the Grammy the next year, '86. Another one for me, a big one back in the maybe mid to late '80s was Platoon. Okay. The main soundtrack, Adagio for strings, more of a bit of a classical, but it had because it was obviously '60s based. I sort of got into '60s music through two massive albums for me, which was Platoon. It had like Smokey Robinson, Tracks on My Tears, Jefferson Airplane, a wicked tune called White Rabbit. You'd know White Rabbit if you heard it. Yeah. Wicked tune, man. Yeah. Aretha Franklin on it, Otis Redding, Dock of the Bay, Percy Sledge. It was
it's classics like Stand By Me. It's like
Stand By Me was another one, but the other one that got me into that as well was Good Morning Vietnam, which I liked it as an album because it had the skits. The film was based on a radio show, and it had the skits of what's his name now? Mork Mindy. What's the dude? Robin Williams. It had his little skits in between each track as if it was the radio. So the whole album sounded like a radio show.
Good concept.
And again, that had Martha Reeves and the Vandellas, Nowhere to Run, James Brown, Louis Armstrong, Sugar and Spice. Can't remember who sung that, but I used to love that tune, Sugar and Spice. Again, all mid '60s, late '60s tunes, I think. Yeah. But they were another two great ones. So again, Good Morning Vietnam, Grammy Award, best comedy album back in I think '87 or '88.
Okay.
'88.
Nice. '88.
Yeah.
Yeah, as I was saying earlier on, going back to Queen, doing the Flash Gordon, I was saying they've done 2 albums. They were greedy in the 80s. And as well as doing Queen, they've done Highlander album, man. It's a kind of magic, man.
Yeah. I prefer the soundtrack than the film.
Yeah, it had some.
I know most of the soundtrack, but I think I've seen the film once, and I weren't keen.
It's a good
Highlander.
film.
But I imagine there's a lot of Highlander fans who.
Yeah, Highlander's alright.
But yeah, what was their
film.
It's a kind of magic and.
It's kind of and Who Wants to Live Forever.
Who Wants to Live Forever? Yeah.
And it had some good instrumental tracks in there as well.
Yeah. They could knock out a soundtrack.
They could.
They must have been quite close together, a few years apart.
Yeah. About I don't know, a couple of years apart. But also, someone else who done 2 albums in the 80s. That's Prince, man, with his own movie, Purple Rain, and also like quarter of the Batman soundtrack.
Yeah.
But
Bat Dance Day.
Bat Dance. That's right.
Yeah, that was quite good.
Oh hell, You kick it down. You know that song when the Joker's flinging out money to people before he gasses them?
Yeah.
That's a Prince song. That's
Yeah,
I remember that.
big tune. But yeah, going back to Purple Rain, man, that's just full of hits, man. Like When Doves Cry, I Would Die For You, Let's Go Crazy, and of course Purple Rain.
Yeah.
Like that just worked back to back. You know, album sold as, you know, that was like certified. That was like 1984 that come out, and that sold 13 million certified units, man.
He was Prince was already
big.
about before this time, wasn't he? But this must have what blew him up. It's when I first heard of Prince, anyway, from that Purple Rain album and film. I don't think I was really hearing of him before.
Yeah.
I know he goes back a long way.
He goes back a long way, but yeah, this is 1984. So yeah, and the Batman soundtrack was like 1989. Also, another one that I was very fond of when I was little. Do you remember them days when pirate videos were around? Yeah, and there was adult pirate videos. There was adult pirate videos.
hidden.
But the adult pirate videos were like double X means it's a horror film. So I remember watching American Run from London and just being freaked out by American Run from London, which is an amazing film.
I can only remember one song from that.
But there's a ton of songs on there, but they all mention the moon.
Blue Moon's the one I'm thinking.
Yeah,
you're right.
So just the film, because it's the first film I saw where, you know, it was a gruesome film and all the songs were happy. There wasn't no chilling music. Yeah. It's all happy music, man. So they had Moon Dance. It was all Moon Dance by Van Morrison, Bad Moon Rising, and Blue Moon. Yeah. You know, working through the movie, but it's an amazing movie, man. And all those tunes work.
Isn't how crazy and violent and messed up that is?
And
it has got a really good soundtrack.
When the film finishes, like nice, we see him laying down gunshots. Blue moon. It's like like,
love
damn,
that
man, it's ate up half of Piccadilly Circus and they're putting on big blues tunes.
The head come rolling down the stairs.
The man get crushed by a bus. It's like, what's that all about? Miracle Wealth in London, big movie, big soundtrack. Just
I didn't realise that.
Tunes.
The moon. I like that. That's a good little bit of trivia. The link there, I like that.
Yeah, man. Good. Where else you go? Other albums you feeling, man?
Sort of where you touched on breakdance earlier. I liked Crush Groove as well. Mid 80s Crush Groove. It was, you know, LL Cool J, Can't Live Without My Radio. Yeah. I'm sure there was a few Curtis Blow tracks on there.
Yeah.
If I Ruled the World, obviously, I think the main one. Fat Boys as well was on it. Beastie Boys, even Debbie Harry. Massive production team headed by, I think, Rick Rubin at the time.
Yeah.
And most of the people that I just mentioned who were in it as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, Crush Groove had some good tunes where at the time, you know, hip hop was still hard to get on the radio unless you find a pirate station, and in films there was the odd one, wasn't there? The odd hip hop film back in the day. But you know, breakdance was about probably the best and Beat Street, that level. Yeah. So to have something with actually where you're seeing the Fat Boys and
probably hip hop people, trained dancers acting.
Yeah, it was a good soundtrack. Good soundtrack.
Yeah. No, I know what you're saying. Like, it was a good soundtrack, man. Look, ladies and gentlemen, there's loads of soundtracks we can go through.
I'm trying to think of some oddish ones as well, not the
Bodyguard,
but a
lot of soundtracks didn't have like until it got to the 90s. It wasn't soundtracks like you can listen to all 11 tracks or whatever. It's just tracks you can pick and choose. You know what I mean? But that leads us nicely though to, like, you know, soundtracks are not just vocal tunes. The soundtracks are also orchestral joints, man. And it's like the music that as we were saying earlier, that pulls your heartstrings, takes you to emotions, you know, brings fear into you, and that's done by the composers, man. There's so much great composers through the decades, man. Like, you know, you got like Hans Zimmer, who done like Lion King music and Gladiator and Inception. You got like James Horner, who done music for like Titanic, and remember Crow, the 80s film Crow. Crow and
like
Cocoon,
the 5-star throwing thing.
Remember American Tail with the little mouse?
Yeah. I think for me, James Horner's one of my favourites.
Yeah, you know, and of course you got Danny Elfman, who done like the Simpsons theme tune and most of Tim Burton stuff, like the Batman theme and so on and so forth. Jerry Goldsmith, who done stuff like The Omen.
them films would not be what they are.
Wouldn't. It
without
took
the
you
soundtrack.
took
The
the fear
music's
to
so
another level.
important for them.
Yeah, for those. He also done
films.
Poltergeist, Planet of the Apes, done Gremlins 1 and 2, Alien, Basic Instinct, Total Recall. So like those tunes, like that list right there. That's like all those tunes, all those films that took you.
That's the
like,
80s right there.
Yeah, it's just right there. Planet of the Apes, man. The 1964 Planet of the Apes. Remember that? The Charlton Heston Planet of the Apes, man. That was just intense, man. And if you remember the like the music that took you all over the place, man. So that, Jerry Goldsmith. You got John Barry, who composed a lot of the Bond songs, all the Bond tunes, and that we'll get to soon. But it wasn't John Barry who done the actual Bond theme. There's a guy called Monty Norman done the actual Bond theme. Okay. So and of course
that was specially made for Dr. No.
Dr. No.
It was like the Dr. No theme.
No
but then from there, it just stuck through. That is now.
I thought it was on all of them.
No.
So literally they done it for
Dr. No was early on.
That was the first Bond film. Yeah. So that was the original idea.
But it was that theme tune
for that song. But it said,
let's use that for every Bond film we do now. So it's stuck from day one. But it was released as Dr. No's theme tune.
That's it. And again, also you have Henry Mancini, who done the popular Pink Panther theme. Everybody loves the Pink Panther theme. The old sax.
The Rinky Dink Panther theme. That's a classic, isn't it? That is a classic.
But they're all great composers. But for me, the consistent one for me,
there's one, isn't it?
It stands above. For me, is John the Don Williams.
Mr. Williams.
Now, John Williams, his music is guided me through my childhood in movies, and for a lot of people who are adults and still children now,
for a lot of daily actions, you're often doing something during the day and start humming.
His
tunes.
music's been everywhere.
I don't even want to call them tunes; they're pieces.
Like to this day, he's still doing scores for massive films such as like Harry Potter and so on. But going back to when I was young, and I first heard his work, was when I first saw Star Wars, and now but let's go in order to the tunes he made. The first one that came to light, because he used to be in a jazz band, he used to be a drummer in a jazz band, but then he got into doing musical scores, and the first time I recognised his work was when Jaws came out. And so again, like I was saying with Rocky, when you think of boxing, you think of Rocky theme. When people talk about sharks or danger in the water,
you can't help but
this is the theme.
Definitely.
It's the Jaws theme. Everybody knows the Jaws theme.
World famous theme.
1975, man. That's that's just a masterstroke of music.
Won him his second Academy Award. Second.
What was his first?
I don't know. I'm thinking it must have been something from Star Wars, maybe.
Because Jaws is 75, but Star Wars is 76. Yeah. And when the Star Wars theme.
I thought Star Wars was 77.
No, the tune. He made the tune then. The film came out in 77. But when you hear that Star Wars theme, that's like he hits it on the head every time for each type of film he's doing.
Every film, he makes the films, man.
You hear space in the music, like in every section. Even the Cantina Band. Did he do the Cantina Band tune?
I don't know about that.
But hey, for every movie he's done, Star Wars movie, it's just been incredible. After that, we go to 77. He done Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
Yeah.
Remember that movie? So it continues. His success continues. After that, 1978, he does Superman.
That's one of the ones for me. When I heard
does
that,
Superman stacks.
Big theme tune.
Big theme tune, man. When you hear that, it's
wicked, isn't it?
Come on, man. That's 1978.
It makes you feel like you're flying at speed. Listening to that, you are flying at speed. He can match what you're seeing. In music. Amazing.
After that, 1980, he does Empire Strikes Back, follow up to Star Wars. Like, you thought, how can he top Star Wars? Like,
He starts tweaking stuff now.
That's-
He starts making themes for certain
yeah, for
individuals.
certain characters. And when he created one, what's the one, man? What's my favourite one, Chris, man? What's my favourite?
I don't know.
What's my favourite Empire Strikes Back song, man?
Imperial March.
Of course, it's the Imperial March,
for
man.
you, isn't it? It's gonna be
Come
the
on,
Imperial
man.
March.
Come on, man. The first time I heard that,
How was that Imperial March?
the first time I heard the Imperial, you know how the Imperial March goes, Stacks? 5, 6.
I've got it in my head.
Come on, man. When you hear that's just fear. That suits Darth Vader. He looked at a picture of Darth Vader. That's his tune. It's done. It's a wrap.
It's done. For me though, I really like Luke's theme from Star Wars. Is that the quiet when it starts off quietly? You know, like when he's looking out over the two moons and he's on Tatooine.
Yeah, I know. No, that's Han and Leia's tune.
Yeah, that one's good. I'm trying to think Luke's theme now.
I can't think. It's gone. Yeah. Oh right. Yes. Yeah.
I really like that one, man.
The guys.
But saying that Luke, the one you just done for Han and Leia, that was wicked as well.
Mate,
that was wicked.
But you know, right? Okay, yeah, we can go on for ages just about Empire.
We just talk about Star Wars, please. Just about John Williams.
God.
We need to do another podcast.
Yeah,
just about John Williams.
Just about Empire Strikes Back.
Just about Empire Strikes Back. Fuck.
There's too many. Okay, 1980 does that. 1981, he comes out with Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Man, these are my ultimate
Raiders
now. You're
of
coming
the
into
Lost
my
Ark.
ultimate now.
That's like, again, when you think of adventure,
the Raiders March.
Yeah. That comes into your head.
It's one of the again, you're listening to it and it takes you. It's got that speed. It's got that excitement. It just brings you into the film.
You're whipping your hat out.
It's wicked.
After that, the guy's busy, you know.
He's busy, yeah.
After that,
80s
1982, E.T.
Another good one.
God.
Yeah.
Mate, E.T. The E.T. theme's big, you know.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of it in my head, and I've got it in my head, you know, and just how did it go?
Mate, you know it, and you know it, and you guys listen to it, you know it. Think of it in your head now, you know it. Yeah. Mate, but there's a bit before it, yeah. There's a bit before it when it goes.
Yeah.
Mate.
Yeah.
Mate. Listen. That soundtrack. Then after that, I'll tell you, he's a busy guy.
Childhood classic.
He's a busy guy, you know. 1983, Return of the Jedi.
Return of the Jedi.
Okay, he didn't have to do much because he had the Death March and the Star Wars main.
He's got the Han theme. He's got the Yoda. There was a Yoda theme.
I can't remember that when.
I think that come out in that was Empire Strikes Back.
But he had Jabba's palace themes and remember the puppet that was singing, but they changed it in the remastered version of Return of the Jedi. They changed the song. They should have kept it to the old song. It's like women singing backwards.
And they changed it to some like proper singing.
Yeah, man,
I forgot all about that.
Keep the old one.
Yeah, the old song.
Keep the 1983 version. But there's some sly music in the background after Summit. I think after Jabba feeds one of them women to the Rancor monster. It's like a little jazzy.
Yeah, I know that one you mean.
Mate, I want that tune. And it ain't on the Return of the Jedi soundtrack, so I don't know how to Mate, even the Ewok music in the original version.
Ewok music.
Mate, come on, man. Little fairy, man.
That Stormtrooper drums. The helmets.
And no, this is the music that come in Return of the Jedi. The Emperor's music. Some like cloudy mist. Mate, when you see him, cloudy mist.
See, again, it's giving you that in your head, isn't it? That picture.
Mate, when you see the Emperor and our plans for the Death Star. When you see him talking all that talk, you hear that music, man. You understand? You hear that music.
How did his little chat with Anakin go?
Eh?
How did his little chat with Anakin go?
Not from a Jedi. You understand?
You understand?
But yeah, man. So yeah.
John Williams, man.
John Williams. That's just a brief run through his stuff. He's done so many other stuff. Home Alone, Jurassic Park.
There's no one who can listen to. There's a bit of music in Indiana Jones, the map room, You can't listen to that and not have goosebumps, I swear. I can't remember how it goes now.
The
but
map room.
It's the map room. You know the first bit when he puts the staff in and it hits the thing and it points where the arc or where he's got to dig. Is that song in it? I can't think how it goes now.
Yeah, mate.
I wish we had a little something here so we could quickly play them.
Mate, there's so many
wicked,
tunes
man.
that John Williams has composed. And it's sad that, you know, this is the last Star Wars soundtrack he's doing this year for this last movie.
Yeah, for the last one. There was a little story behind the Raiders March. I heard that he went to Spielberg and said, look, I've got these two themes I'm working on for Indiana Jones. Have a listen. And Spielberg was like, I like them so much, you need to put them both together into one song. And that's how so apparently that started off as two songs and it got merged to make the one now that when you hear it, you feel like you can go anywhere, do anything, conquer anyone.
The same thing with Superman. They're both very heroic.
Amazing.
Songs,
Wicked. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Very heroic songs, man. And John Williams, it's like the talent alone of showing him a film. Remember, there's no music yet, so showing him a film, and this is the cast. This is what it's about. And go, okay, that
give this emotion, give this movement, give this something like
You know, that's for any composer.
Amazing.
There's so many great composers and soundtracks out, but John Williams is the one that he was the soundtrack king of blockbuster movies.
And growing up in the 80s.
You know, you rely on him for blockbuster movies. You know, he wasn't on Back to the Future, but still, you know, all the other big movies he was, you know, doing his thing on. And
amazing.
No, definitely.
Yeah, like you say, still going, still signed up to do next episodes and stuff.
He'll probably be doing plenty more movies.
Can't wait to hear more of his work.
But we touched briefly on, James Bond. And you know, James Bond is famous for every movie having its own soundtrack, as you're saying.
Another normally one the chart that gets released in the charts.
As you're saying, the Bond thing was meant to be for Dr. No.
Yeah.
So in the end, and Dr. No didn't have a song. It just had the song that every Bond film has.
Now every Bond, exactly. It's a bit weird. And like I say, was it John Barry? Was it
John Barry? Yeah.
John Barry, yeah.
But my favourite. Well, what are your favourite Bond tunes?
I think
you got any stacks as well? Get thinking.
I'm gonna start from the bottom. I'm gonna go. Diamonds Are Forever, Shirley Bassey.
Okay.
I'm gonna go. Nobody does it better. Carly Simon.
Yeah, I've got that. Carly. What film was that again? Spy Who Loved Me.
Yeah, I think it was. I think it was The Spy Who Loved Me. Yeah. And then I don't know. The best one then I reckon's got to be Live and Let Die.
Yeah.
Paul McCartney.
For me, Live and Let Die is the best James Bond film.
That one.
With the best James Bond.
That's in New Orleans,
yeah.
Isn't it? Yeah.
With the best James Bond theme tune. That was Roger Moore's debut as Bond. Live and Let Die.
That was a good one. Yeah, that was a good one. I like pretty much all of the Roger Moore era, but Live and Let Die.
Live and Let Die.
And that music goes so well. I get and it's got the slow bit that slows right down and back up again.
It goes all over the place. And then we've got like the John Barry influence of the violins coming in and going crazy. But you know that film's loosely based on Frank Lucas. But it's based on
is it?
It's based on an American gangster that made money selling heroin in his community in the 60s. Yeah.
So someone was sent to go and whatever, and that's how. Okay, I didn't know that. Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, man. So no, what other Bond's films tunes? Sorry. Do you know?
What else do we have? I think the only other one then that I'm going to chuck in there is going to be a newer Bond, still 80s, View to a Kill, Duran Duran.
Yeah, man.
I think
what do you mean a newer Bond? That was still Roger Moore, man.
Yeah, so it feels like it's newer than what I was going on about earlier. I don't know.
No, man, it's
still
That was, remember, the ironic thing is that was his last Bond film.
That was his last. So we're going from first
Live and Let Die was his first
last.
Bond film.
Yeah.
So View to a Kill.
I think Moonraker was. I think that might have been another Shirley Bassey tune.
I think it was.
Big voice, and she's wicked for Diamonds Are Forever, but the song weren't as good. It didn't catch you as good as Diamonds Are Forever, or one of them.
Yeah.
Like another one, I'm going to mention it. Tina Turner, massive hit for GoldenEye, but a 90s film. But it's got the voice and it catches you like how Diamonds Are Forever did. But
how's it go?
GoldenEye. That's a wicked tune.
Something.
That's wicked. Tina's bad.
Talking to Tina, she also done Mad Max Beyond the Thunderdome.
Mad Max, yeah. If you're talking other movie soundtracks,
yeah.
Mad Max 3, Beyond the Thunderdome. Again, that was like 85.
Yeah.
85.
But also what I love about the 80s, it always
we don't need
they always have to throw in the name of the film. So the chorus is we don't need other hero.
Yeah.
But the film's called Mad Max Thunderdome. So people are like, but it's Mad Max. So the song goes, we don't need another hero. And if you hear at the end of it, Tina Turner sneaks in and goes, be on the Thunderdome. Like, just to put it in.
An add-on, a late add-on, yeah. A late little edit.
Thunderdome. Like, okay, this is the film. This is the film you're watching. Don't forget, we're promoting Mad
That's
Max.
it, we don't need another hero.
Yeah. Exactly. It's like View to a Kill. He only says it in the first sentence.
To a kill.
Yeah, and then that's it. But the chorus is dancing to the fire. People go, but then at the end, he reminds you, with a view to a kill. I forgot.
Yeah, that's what we're watching.
With a view to a, you know what I mean?
He's not like doing the Ray Parker Jr. and keep reminding you, you're watching Ghostbusters.
No, Ghostbusters. Yeah, they were like they reminded you
like
every minute.
the cartoon went.
Yeah,
like
the whole song of Ghostbusters. Every 4 bars was
Who
Ghostbusters.
you gonna call?
Yeah. They made sure you knew that,
You
man.
definitely watching Ghostbusters. But yeah, you're right with that bit of it. The View to a Kill, just a bit at the start.
Yeah.
And
you always had to mention the name of. Like, do you remember Rambo and First Blood? When First Blood finishes, there's some like soft rock. There's a long road and this is still and still but you know, through the film the music goes da, 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 da. So they got a lyric version for it.
At the end, it kind of got the lyric.
I don't know the
version.
lyrics, but I remember there's a long road, mate. And that brings us nicely to action movie tunes, man. Because a lot of, like, that's the only one I remember with lyrics, yeah. Apart from Commando. Somewhere, somehow, someone, mate.
Yeah, I forgot that had lyrics.
Mate, that was by a group called the Power Station. That was like
Wow,
Robert Plant, one of the guys.
Oh,
from
it's some
Chic,
big names in it.
a band put together. One of the guys from Duran Duran got together and had a group.
I didn't know that.
They had a tune like "Some Like It Hot" and
that's a good tune.
The heat is
I always thought that was
same group.
Robert Plant.
That was his group. He made a group.
I thought that was him solo.
Nah.
Like it. Yeah, that was a good tune.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and they had somewhere, somehow,
someone's gonna
mate,
pay.
Mate, I'll wait to the end of the credits for that to hear that whole song, mate. Proper. But yeah. But
And what was that? That was in. What we're talking about was in what film?
Commando.
Do you remember another one in it? Bing, 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 bing. And that reminds me of 48 Hours.
That was the same music.
The same one, innit?
Yeah.
Bing, 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 bing,
Yeah.
bing, bing. I used to love that bit.
Ironically,
That bit was
again,
wicked.
that same little guy. You know, I said I kill you last. I lied.
Yeah.
He was in 48 Hours. But that same
Yeah,
music,
he wasn't, yeah.
It's like he had it in his pocket,
Yeah.
in his Walkman.
Whenever he goes, he
bring on
brings
to
out-
set and come on. Stop the little guy. He's playing the same tune in 48 Hours. But nah, yeah, it's in the same.
Yeah.
It's
Did
in
he got took out in 48? Did he die in 48 Hours?
I can't remember what happened to him in 48 Hours. But yeah, he was the main
He was the one
bad
that,
guy. Yeah. Can't remember his name, but yeah, tunes, man. But also Commando. That was the only vocal tune at the end of the film. But all through it had mad music, like
Yeah.
and then proper synthesized action.
It did actually, yeah.
Some mad music going on through the film. Like a lot of Schwarzenegger films had like tense stabs.
Yeah.
That was the music, tense stabs, man. Like the Terminator.
Terminator main theme. That that was as scary as watching Terminator for the first time, just hearing that main theme.
Yeah. And do you remember the music?
Brad Fiedel or something? Brad Fidel?
Yeah,
Fidel,
I think,
something?
yeah, that's right.
Done the whole.
Do you remember the music when he's driving, looking for Sarah Connor?
That was
He's like, what the?
Malfunctioning Android. Like it's like
Mate.
again. That was that went with it.
Mate.
How did the Terminator? Yeah.
Mate,
Yeah.
come on now. Wicked. And also in Conan, the
Conan,
Barbarian,
that's some good
that was
music.
some like
Yeah.
Great.
No,
that's RoboCop.
That was
man.
RoboCop. It was how did Conan? I know Conan.
Conan
I
has
know
some.
Conan.
But do you remember the music? Because you know James L. Jones was in it.
Yeah.
What's his name? What's his
He's
name?
like the snake dude.
The snake dude.
The snake
And there was some music when he's transformed into snake.
Some tales of the unexpected.
But, mate, that tune was big. If you guys remember Conan the Barbarian, listen to the music when James L. Jones' characters turn into a snake.
I like the main one, like when you see him riding into somewhere, or when he's
It's
drawing
some-
his sword
some
out. It's
big
got that
battle.
That's a good. I'm gonna have to Google that to remind myself what that
But
sounds
yeah,
like.
RoboCop, man.
That's the one I've got in my head for Conan, but that is RoboCop.
RoboCop's kind of music here when
RoboCop's
you're receiving
wicked.
a medal.
Yeah.
You know, you're on
Yeah.
the podium.
Yeah.
You hear him.
Yeah.
The disaster is over. When you
Yeah.
hear that,
Yeah.
it's like, right, disaster's over.
It's time to rebuild.
RoboCop's popped up. He's here now.
Dead or alive, you're coming with me.
Stay out of trouble.
Mate, that theme was big, man.
That was good, yeah.
That was big. That was big.
That went with it good.
But a lot of those action movies had it had to be intense stabs. It had to take you on the edge of your seat, man. You know. Stacks, man, you've been quiet again, man.
Well, I'm learning a lot about.
He didn't watch much videos back in the day, remember? He was out playing football.
I did. Well, I watched it, but I didn't really.
He just didn't
pay
take the
any
music in
attention
of
to
it.
music at all.
I'll tell you another massive one for me then. You mentioned his name earlier. It was
Who's that?
James Horner. I think Lady in Red, first work was what...
Lady in Red?
Yeah.
What's that?
Lady in Red. It's a famous film. I can't remember how the song goes. It was first film in 79, but like I think you mentioned earlier, Ruther Khan, 48 Hours, Kroll.
No, Kroll. Did he Ruther Khan?
Yeah, Ruther Khan, yeah.
Oh,
And he
okay.
done the fourth one as well after
Okay.
that. Cocoon, Titanic, which is the biggest selling orchestral soundtrack of all time.
Yeah.
Avatar, Apocalypto, many more. For me, I really sort of realised how much music affects a film was for Aliens, 1986. It was James Horner, accompanied by London Symphony Orchestra.
That was proper
The
chilling,
suspense,
man. It
the
was-
atmospheric.
yeah.
You know, it was amazing,
It was
man.
amazing.
It flowed with the alien when it's moving, jumping.
Yeah,
it
it
took
was
you up
edge of your
high,
seat.
and amazing soundtrack, man. You know, I can't really pick out any actual songs in it, but just some of them are just like noises. A violin making a weird noise. It just.
But that's the thing.
amazing.
That's the thing with horror soundtracks. They really play with you when you're little, when you're hearing those creepy sounds. Like whenever you heard 1, 2, Freddy's coming.
Yeah, I was going to mention about like horrors as well.
that would like freak
That
you
would
out.
freak you out.
Just
Yeah,
hearing that.
you'll have
you
little
know.
flashbacks.
And it's a nursery rhyme.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the way it's what it's related to is messed up. Even earlier when I was saying the Jason,
Yeah.
just that.
I'm sure there'd be a Michael Myers something noise when he was
like,
chasing you.
all
Everyone
those-
had their
those
little things.
I've got a list here of the top best-selling movie soundtrack of all time.
Okay. Well, I mentioned Titanic.
Yeah,
that's
that's
got to
in
be
there.
in there. And I would have thought
No, do you know what? It's not on here.
it's not.
It's not.
Oh no,
on
that
here.
was the top orchestral.
It's not on here. We got
Bodyguard's going to be in there.
Dirty Dancing
Of course, yeah.
with 11 million certified units. We got Forrest Gump,
Okay.
Yeah,
That's a mix. Various soundtracks.
12 million certified units. We've got Purple Rain.
Yeah.
I said earlier with
Yeah,
30
thinking
million
that'd be up there.
certified units. We got Saturday Night Fever.
Bee Gees.
Night
Bee
Fever.
Gees. Yeah.
Certified 16 million units, and number one is Bodyguard, 18 million.
18 million. I haven't seen that many.
Yeah,
Is it really that
but,
many?
but Saturday Night Fever and Staying Alive, both by the Bee Gees, both good albums.
Yeah. They were both in that. They were both in.
No, just Saturday Night
Just
Fever. I
Saturday
don't
Night
know
Fever.
where, but Staying Alive was
Staying Alive was big.
You know,
Yeah.
Sylvester Stallone directed that film.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I did hear that. Yeah, I've
Yeah.
heard that before, which is quite surprising.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's mad. Another thing I was going to mention as well earlier, but the Top Gun thing. That's
Oh,
I'm surprised that's not in there. Surprised it's not in there, but that's why obviously it's gone platinum so many times. They stopped getting discs sent to them, and then they ended up getting little platinum planes that stick to the discs that they've already got for how many million. That's how how big they got.
I don't know how old this list is that I just read out. It's
yeah.
I probably found this in 1993 or something.
I reckon that's current. So three or four of them is what I've come across the same ones. I think.
Yeah. But yeah, but who was to know? But yeah, that was my our take on.
They're the ones that
on
stuck up
80s
mainly. I mean, I used to like the music that was in them dubbed kung fu's. They'd have some weird.
Oh mate,
there's some wicked
mate,
tunes that are like.
there was a tune, right? There was a tune, Thundering Mantis. Oh my god, Stacks. Do you remember? Mate, there's a bit in Thundering Mantis.
Is that where he's running away?
I think no. It's when it's like times are happy, innit?
I used to make me like. I used to like.
But when he's mad, he means went. If
you could see the movements that he's doing it.
Mate, the music in Thunder Man. If I could have the soundtrack to Thunder Mantis, mate, I need that soundtrack.
There was some good Kung Fu soundtracks.
Mate, Kung Fu soundtracks.
They were good. They get overlooked.
And I swear, there's programs like Back to the Planets used to use that same kind of, and Monkey Magic
was
use that same.
Yeah.
Like that. Oh, mate.
I seen an advert recently for a new Monkey Magic. Have you seen a new Monkey Magic advert?
No, is it cartoon or
no,
live action?
It's live action, but it's youngsters, probably actors, early mid-teens, but same characters, same sort of concept. I don't know if it was a Netflix thing or something. I don't know, but yeah, it's one out there. I've seen it recently a couple of days ago. I was like, what the fuck is this about? Monkey Magic.
Also in front of Mantis, whenever you saw the Eagle Claw guy, and every bad guy had a theme tune.
They would have the theme tune,
Bum, 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 bum.
Yeah. What are you doing?
You wanna fight me, hey?
You think you can kill my
you can beat my Eagle Claw. Fight me!
Wicked. I used to love them. The whole dubbing, the whole music.
Mate!
We could do a little show on Kung Fu.
We got to do a Kung Fu podcast, that's it.
We'll have to do a Kung Fu podcast.
Kung Fu podcast is coming soon.
We've got to do one. There's some Drunken Master stories to be told.
Yeah, I watched The Legend of the Drunken Master the other night, actually. That was good.
Good. Yeah. There's a good little run of them on Netflix at the moment. Some interesting ones. All the Shaolin, the 36 Chambers. There's a good, at least two dozen good Kung Fu films on there at the moment. I went through the other night, so I've linked some. So
let's save that for another podcast, man.
Yeah, we're going to do that.
Yeah, that's pop movie soundtracks.
Part two
of our pop arrival, our pop segment, our
journey,
our 80s pop journey.
80s pop journey.
Can't
part
get
2.
words out of my mouth today, ladies and gentlemen. That's part 2. So we've touched on some of the soundtracks we like, some of the singles we like, even though Stacks didn't say anything about the soundtracks.
I learned a lot.
But he learned a lot, so that's good. And I hope you guys did too.
I did too. I've got a few things to Google when I get out and check a few things.
And people out there, let us know what were your favourite soundtracks? What did we miss out? What brings back memories for you when you were little?
Trying to avoid them big ones that Darren read out recently. Go for something a bit more, like the bodyguards and the whatnots.
Yeah. Let's let us know. So guys, it's been another great show. Thanks, guys, man.
Enjoyed that one.
Yeah, man. You want to say anything to the people out there?
No, good, man. Just I hope everyone enjoys what we're doing. Be nice. Just keep give us some comments and any reviews you want to give would be excellent, man. We'd love to have some reviews on whatever platform you're listening on.
That's it.
Yeah, just keep it locked, man.
I'm Mr. Lucas, Daz the Dazzler.
I'm Chris.
I'm Stack.
And see you later.
Till next time. Peace.